Fox News national security analyst KT McFarland is a friend of General Petraeus, and she was recently with him in Afghanistan. KT, great to have you on tonight. All right, your reaction to the news.
Well, none of it makes sense. General Petraeus is a stand-up kind of guy. He's the kind of guy who runs towards bullets. So this is not something he's done out of a sense of weakness. Now,
The resignation.
This is not something where he's cowering away. 18 months ago, when I was with him in Afghanistan, is when he got the word that he was going to be the CIA director. At that point, he would have taken a lie detector
Okay, and
test.
right on the screen now is
right,
you
that's
and the general. Great picture.
Thank you. It was right after, actually, Paula had just left.
Did you ever meet her?
I've met her in other times, not this time. But
what'd you think of her?
Well, she's a very attractive lady. She's really smart. I mean, she really knows this stuff. She went to West Point. She's got getting a PhD. She's no dope, and she wrote a pretty good book. But the thing about General Petraeus is that he would have had to have a polygraph test before he went to the CIA. The affair, if there was one, would have come out then.
All right, so we're talking about after he retired to become head of the CIA, for Senate confirmation, the FBI would do an investigation.
The two things would happen. The FBI would do another investigation, because he's had them throughout his career.
Right.
And then the CIA would have given him a polygraph, the FBI would have given him a polygraph test. Everybody who works for the CIA gets a lie detector test, and one of the first questions they ask you is there anything in your background that would be a cause of embarrassment? Is there anything you're holding back? Now, everybody who's had that test says, then you start thinking, oh my God, what did I do when I was a junior in high school, right? And so General Petraeus would have come forward at that point. So that file would have gone to the White House Personnel Office. They would have seen that he had had an affair.
Okay, no, wait a minute. As I said in my open, from 2006, she met him, through 2010, she was with him in Afghanistan. So this CIA, FBI investigation was, not CIA, but FBI, was a year later. Were there rumors about them?
When I was there in spring of 2011, there were definitely rumors.
Interesting.
From a number of people. So if the White House knew 18 months ago, why was it okay 18 months ago and it's not okay now? The other thing that does...
Let me ask you that question.
Well,
what's the answer?
I think that what's happened now is that David Petraeus is going to go testify about what really happened the night of Benghazi, before, during, and after Benghazi.
But he's such an honorable guy. Irrespective of who he works for, he wouldn't lie.
Well, here's the second thing that doesn't make sense. I know when I've been in those jobs, if a senior official is going to testify before Congress, he submits his testimony, what he's going to say, to the White House.
Right.
If they would have seen what he might say, maybe they would have said, we don't want you to say that. Maybe it's time for you to leave. Or maybe what he did was say, look, I don't want to have you breathing down my neck and telling me to say something I don't believe in. I'm leaving, and you're not going to be able to hold that over. All this is speculation. I don't know. But what I do know is that General Petraeus is now completely free to say what he thinks is true.
So that's why you think it's positive. And at the end of the day, he says he's going to testify based upon people who've spoken with him, and they can certainly hold him in contempt if he doesn't.
He doesn't tell. He's the guy who doesn't lie. And the other thing, as you mentioned in your opening, there was the CIA statement. Nobody at any time denied anything.
That suggests
that somebody
the fight
did then.
started. All right, KT McFarland, always good to see you.